Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Munachi, or Stephen Anchor. Stephen, whichever one you want. I want to say welcome to my channel. This is I Met Your Hour, and I want to first of all say, if you're any newcomer, hi. This is a very brand new channel. In this channel, you're gonna see some awful editing, but I'm an amateur. With time, the editing is gonna become sheer perfection. Right now, I'm gonna be editing this video all by myself to its absolute filth. I'm gonna be trying to give out the best quality I have ever seen. Because as I said in my first video, I am not like the other girls. I just put my head. Pardon, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so today I'm gonna be speaking about, the toxicity of males on movies, especially on 50 Shades of Grey. I think that's the main topic because I think that movie is gonna be it's a great description and a great movie to explain the difference between what is a sexual kink and also what's just straight up abusive. So let's just get into it. The first time I watched 50 Shades of Grey, I just never stated. It was the first time I watched it. Personally, seeing sexual content to me it's not like the worst thing. It's not the hardest thing for me. I can see it. It doesn't really affect me that much because, to me, it's just two people doing whatever they're doing. But to me, with 50 Shades of Grey, the movie just did not feel the best, and I love giving people my best opinion because because it takes a lot of guts and artistic thoughts to do such things, such movies, and the idea of the movie must have been a great idea of a movie, but it lacks very much. Like Christian Grey's character, like I understand Miss y'all girlies have y'all's fan flicks and y'all have y'all's book obsessions and y'all have y'all's smutty nice stuff, and it's fine, and I'm happy for y'all girlies having that. But in my opinion, it feels awful when I'm watching 50 Shades of Grey because the point is, for me, I am fine if you guys' kinks are to be dominated or whatever. For me, it's fine because personally, this is my life. I'm not doing any of that because personally, I feel like to the mainstream, I think it's an awesome idea to show people that okay, kinks and all of these things are normal. They should be normalized because it is what people do for their own pleasure. It's like I don't understand. I don't like no kink shaming because there is because if it gets this person comfortable and gets the other person comfortable and gives them pleasure, for me, that's awesome. But with 50 Shades of Grey, that's not the point. Most of the time when I'm watching it, it seems like everything that happens, it's due to what Christian Grey wants. And to me, that feels gross. Because why does Anastasia feel more like a used appliance than a literal person? Because throughout the movie, like a lot of reactors I've seen, they say that there's no connection, there's no chemistry, you cannot feel it. And personally, from what I've also seen from the book, personality, it's not flowing, it's not the best. And the point is that 1/5 of this movie, because this movie is like 100 minutes at most. Yeah, it's 100 minutes. So like 1/5 of the movie is literally just sex, just pure sex. Like you would personally think with that the other 80 minutes you would be developing your characters and giving them depth and feel and all of that. But for most of the movie, I did not feel any character growth or any of that. I just saw a man who was getting obsessive over a woman and starting to treat her more like an object and less of a person. The point is, for me, if you are gonna be a dominant and submissive thingy in those types of complexes in y'all's bedroom, I'm happy for you with that. I support you 100%. But it's a different story when it's not just a sexual thingy where it seems like your relationship is dominant and submissive, dominant and submissive. The point is, a relationship cannot be built where someone has to feel less than the other for y'all to be in a relationship complex. It shouldn't work. Because understanding that you're doing this as a kink for y'all's own personal bedroom time and all of that, for me, I support and I love that for you, because do what you want to do, girlies. Be dominant to y'all's mans. Y'all men's, if y'all girlies are comfortable, y'all's men's can be dominant to y'all. But it doesn't feel right when television is showing us an entire toxic relationship and it's like trying to make it seem like, oh, because he has trauma, he is allowed to be rude, he's allowed to be mean, he's allowed to be inhumane and treat people the way he wants. And that, to me, that's not it. It feels gross when I'm watching something like that, and I feel like the characters are not being treated like people, except they're being treated like, I mean, the females are being treated like they're like nothing. Like, from the movie, personally, from my standpoint, it seemed like the movie didn't care about how much they were showing of Mademoiselle Dakota Johnson. I don't, because from the book, probably from that standpoint, it's fine. But I feel like I don't like it when I feel like I see more of the female characters than the male character, because it feels like you're clearly, it seems like you are clearly showing the male character, oh, more privacy, more discretion. I know we did see something, but it was like a one-time thing. It's a one-time snippet. It's a one-time skip. Well, with Miss Dakota, it seems like every single time they got a chance, they'd be exposing her appearances, everything. It's always exposed with her, and to me, that's not good. That does not feel right, because why does it feel like the females have to be exposed while the males, they get the decency of not being. And it's not only 50 Shades of Grey. I've seen so many movies where the director clearly shows us the female body, like the breasts, the vaginal area, everything, and then for the males, they are just showing us the butt. Like, I've seen a male butt in a PG-13 movie. What on, like, so seeing a man's butt, to me, it means nothing. Personally, I know you're gonna be like, you're a slutty little kid. Like, you're gross. To me, that's not it. It feels like they are, when they're showing us that, to me, it's something I've seen personally. It's something that mainstream has shown, because don't forget, people think butts are funny for some reason. I don't know why they think male butts are funny, but they're not. To me, that's what happens. Like, they show us just that, and to me, it's just the filming and the entire movie itself. For me, is not great. I will always remember that part where Miss Dakota is like, where Mr. Grey is like, oh, like, I'm about to punish you, and do this to you, and do that to you, and then the reward is him. No, what's that supposed to mean? So, the point is that when she does something wrong, she loses. But when she does something right, the price is you. Therefore, you're gonna be doing everything. So it's beneficial to you in both ways. There is no part where you get to be submissive to her, where you get to be some type of way with her, you get to give her any type of power or anything in this. And personally, I feel when you do have intercourse or sex, I feel like it should be something that feels intimate. It feel like, I understand he said, also the part I always remember is that when she said, oh, are we gonna make love? And then he was like, no, I don't make love, I fuck hard. And to me, I'm like, you really do not have to state that. I understand where 50 Shades of Grey comes from. It's supposed to be a movie about, it's erotica. Yes, that's what it's called. It's erotica. It's supposed to make people genitalia wet or something like that. I know. I understand that. But to me, it's also a movie. If it might, no offense to the directors, but I don't want to feel like I'm watching a glorified pornography on screen. Like, if you're gonna give me 20 minutes of raw and whatever, of pure intercourse and all of that, for me, what I personally would like to see, I would like to see your characters develop. I would like to see personality. I would like to see, oh, Christian Grey, yeah, he is a man who has trauma. He is struggling with it. But because he's meeting someone, he's changing that. I do not like the point that when movies try to convince us that because someone has gone through something bad, they're somewhat valid for making anyone and everyone else feel like shit. Because that's not right, in my opinion. It's not. Because why is it valid? Because if it was a woman treating anyone like, because I know if the genders were switched, it would not be the same. If a woman did not get her shit together, or she was upset and she was driving men crazy, they would be saying, oh my god, they are rude, a bitchy woman, how dare she? She is so awful, she treats the man like she done nothing. How could she? She is an outright awful woman character, she's an awful female character. I've seen so many people do that. Like in the, what is it called again? In Invincible, how people are taking Amber. Because Amber was upset, and when Amber said, yeah, I like knew you were, the point is that people did not understand why Amber was upset in that movie. I think I'll go into that in another video. I'll go in detail into why I feel like people, they just always want a reason to feel like the female is being bitchy and to just find a way to antagonize a woman. But the point is, in this story, they make Anastasia look naive and innocent and sweet and kind and all of these things. And then she meets Christian Grey and she's still like that. She's a virgin. And like, the point is, Christian Grey is not about to do, and then it takes me back to his apartment and that red room. Christian Grey was not gonna do anything with her. But as soon as he learned she was a virgin, instead of like understanding how delicate that situation was, the main thing that popped up into his head is, oh, I'm about to take a girlie's virginity. Wow, because you know somebody's first time, in my opinion, it's like something that will always be engraved into your mind. This man did not care what on earth, he did not care that this is supposed to be Miss Girlie's first time, it's supposed to feel special. All he wanted was to have the power to know that he is dominating her and he is taking what should be something special to her and turning it into something that glorifies his ego, as if his ego wasn't already big enough. The point is, I understand he was abused as a child by a girl he considers as his friend. Also, that's another dynamic. When Anastasia tells him he should get away from her, she's an abuser. It's like you would think, because you are basically in like somewhat of a relationship with this person, you might take some of the things they say into consideration. Christian does not do that. He has already decided he's correct. She's being dramatic. She's extending something that should not be this big. And in my opinion, that feels gross, because at least consider. Show us that you think about stuff. Show us that you have personality, that you somewhat see Anastasia as a person, not as a little device for you to extend your ego or to see your own sexual whatevers. To me, as I said, personally, I don't mind when y'all are being dominant and submissive in y'all's bedroom or doing, but if your relationship feels like that, then in my opinion, that's toxic. To me, that is toxic. You cannot be in a relationship where one has to feel like that shit for the other one to feel like that genuine or that great. Like, In my opinion, when Mr. Man took her car and bought her a new car, people were like, "Oh my God, how romantic!" To me, I was like, "No, that's not romantic. How could you take somebody's car? You personally don't know what sentiment this car has to her. First of all, you don't know what the sentiments are. You don't know why she still has this car. Yeah, possibly it's not because maybe he just got lucky that there was just a car to Anastasia. The point is, for him buying a car, it's just like, let me take out this drop of money to a car. He did not think, oh, this car would be something that's very important to Anastasia. It will be something that will benefit her, will give her the best. He does not think of that. To him, is that he understands that Anastasia's car is of a lower value, but that's all. He knows that he can get Anastasia a better offer. And for me personally, if you're gonna be beating me and treating me like I'm shit, a car is the least you can do for me. Sue me, hit me, or no, please don't hit me. I really am sensitive, but still, you can because the point is, sentimentally, when you got that car, there is no sentiment, there is no thought, there is no care, there is no type of anything against the car. I also know he gets obsessive over Miss Girly. He gets like that type of that thing from the Lord of. I've also never seen Lord of the Rings, but I know that my precious thing, where he gets her fired from jobs and he gets her all of this so that he can keep her. If y'all think that's romantic, I'm sorry, girlies, y'all really need some stabilizing in your life. Because it is basically, a man is taking what you are, he is taking your life and he is purely dictating it. If you want to live a life where it is not yours, I understand you, but to be with a person like Christian Grey, it's awful. It's awful. And also personally, I think 50 Shades of Grey, it should never be anybody's aspiration for this. No one should ever aspire to have a relationship such as that, because that relationship is toxic. It's a man trying to feed his ego and doesn't care about anyone or anything in the process of doing it, just because he has trauma. Understand this. We all have our mental issues, but if you have to treat others like shit for you to feel like you're a better person, then I'm sorry, no. Personally, I feel like Christian Grey has the resources and the money and the capability to go and get therapy, to go and possibly fix himself. He doesn't want to do that because he wants to always have this card, this I'm a victim card. And I'm not gonna say he's not a victim. Please don't. But the point is, when it seems like you are you're turning yourself into a solid brick of a person and you're turning yourself into a monster, then in my opinion, it stops being like it. I have to stop blaming your trauma at some point, because at the point you have choices. You have chances to. He has choices. He has chances to fix himself. He does not. That's his own want. He does not want to change. He does not want to do anything, because to him, that is a lot of work. And to me, if that's how somebody sees themselves, you should not be anywhere near them, because it feels unhealthy and it feels wrong to me personally when I watch it. Like, it takes me. I'm gonna be making so many references to this, to You season 5, where Guinevere says, not Guinevere, where Bronte says something, where she says the fantasy of a guy like Joe helps them live in a world where there are people like Joe. To me, that's what I like about that, because theoretically, Joe is if you saw him from a book's point, he looks amazing. Oh my God, when he loves you, he will do whatever it takes to get you the job you want. He's gonna kill anyone who puts pressure on you. Like, it seems like the ultimate romantic sacrifices. But when it's in real life, you have to consider the point that he is basically controlling the way you have. He does not give you a chance to control your own situation. He does not give you a chance to make your own decision. He chooses what's best for you, and he chooses everything in your life. Basically, your life becomes a manufacture of what they want. And once your life becomes an image of what someone wants, it's no more yours. And it feels gross. And I just don't like that. Because I personally wanted to love that movie, but the chemistry was as dry as crackers. Like, there was nothing that drove me or that made me feel like this was a movie worth watching. It really was not for me personally. And I am not gonna blame any of the actors. The actors had to work with whatever they were given. And for me to blame the actors would just be straight up wrong, and I would feel awful. But for me to end this video is I'm about to be bringing men down multiples of pegs. Yeah, because as much as y'all are gonna be like, you're a man, I am. And am I gonna exclude myself? No, I'm not. If I've done something I'm gonna be like stuff I'm explaining, I will straight up say I've done that, and even if it's not something to be proud of, I'll have to say it because I wanna be my honest self to you. Because that's the point. If you're in a relationship and there's no type of vulnerability, girlie, step out, step the back up, just step back. It is not good for you, or it is not healthy, my love. You have to be somewhere where you feel safe. So for now, I'm gonna leave you with, doesn't mean if y'all are having kinky kinks, which I support because y'all get freaky, get nasty, do whatever y'all want to do when y'all are private and doing, because that's your own stuff. But it should not feel like one benefits more than the other. If the point of a kink is that they get pleasure and you get pleasure, it should not be they get pleasure while you get to you have to sit with that pleasure that they're having, while you get bruised and bitten. When you get bruised, bitten, and you get physically abused, and you're gonna be like, Dakota signed it. Dakota signed a contract after she got rid of stuff that would personally fuck her up. She didn't. The point is that she got rid of the stuff that will mess her up, literally. Just physically mess her up. And the point that someone could put something that could personally and truly fuck a person up and mess a person's entire physical body. And kinks are supposed to be something that's sexual and pleasurable. It should not ever feel like somebody has to be tearing themselves into half or harming themselves or getting harmed for it to work. So I leave you with the statement: men, beware, I'm about to come for y'all's asses. Women, girlies, love yourself. Back away from those toxic mans. Be a lesbian. I'm lying. I know it's not a choice, because I also might date a man, which is also not a choice. If I had a choice, I would not. But we all, to each our own. Girlies, I feel like, learn to love yourself and understand what's the importance of yourself before trying to get in a relationship with someone who might treat you like shit. So I leave you with that, and I'm about to come with more content. Even if there are no watchers, no likes, no views, I'm coming. Bye, my loves.